All weekend long, we've seen the best youth and amateur athletes in the world take on this incredible test. But now it is time for the pinnacle of the competition. Welcome to the Elite Division of the World Ninja League Premier Series Finals. Again, everyone, I'm Alex Cunningham alongside Jack Anderson. Jack, Ramses and Zach have come up with some incredibly sadistic obstacles, and we haven't even seen them at full strength yet.
Yeah, that's the crazy part about this competition, because what we're doing here in this Premier Series Finals is we are bringing world champions upon world champions here today in order to take on the toughest course. We have in the teen male division that we just saw, we did not have a single competitor complete the entire course. And now what we're going to be doing is ramping it up even more for these high-level competitors. So it's only going to get worse, I think. And the good news is that we have some phenomenal athletes here in the lineup. We've got people such as Addie Herman, Madeline Medeiros, Abby Clark. The list goes on here. It's going to be set to be an incredible battle.
Well, we have at least these 10, but I think these might be the 10 period.
Yeah, I think it's 10 very worthy competitors though, yes. Alex. And when you look at this, the standings, just the list there is phenomenal.
It really is. We have world champions, we have strongest ninjas, we have athletes that have made it deep into the world championship course. We've had athletes that have done just about everything there is to do in our sport.
I think it's the beauty of it.
We're going to see them fight for an all-new title here, Premier Series champion. We've never had one in the Elite Division. We're going to have a male and a female champion by the end of the night.
No, it's a really exciting prospect, and I think over the course of this weekend, we have seen international representation. We've seen Israel competitors, European competitors, competitors from the UK, France, everywhere that you can imagine. We've had 2 Australians take out titles so far. We can see that Sapir is from Israel and in amongst the mix, which is really great to see that Israel representation dominated amongst the US lineup. But hopefully between these 2 elite female and elite male divisions, we're going to see some more European athletes stepping up to the plate.
We certainly will, and the sport is obviously growing in a lot of different places. Cultural norms are a lot different in a lot of different places, but we have surely seen all kinds of incredibly strong women of all ages and all athletic backgrounds come through Ninja, and we will only continue to see more.
And that's exactly right. And for those of you that are choosing for the first time ever, we're going to go through the course format, which may be unfamiliar to you because it does differ from the traditional World Ninja League format that we're familiar with, which is when you fall once, you're out. So, of course, we've got the placement course first, which is also important because it's going to determine their run order for the challenge course. So if you fall, your run is over, but the good news is that it's a relatively short course, and what we're focused on is speed. And once we've determined the run order for the challenge course, that's when the real fun begins. So you're allowed 2 retries for the entire course. You're allowed to use a maximum of 1 retry per obstacle. And if you use up all your retries or you fall twice on the same obstacle, your run is over and we're looking for furthest, fastest. It's worth noting that we've done the previews of Elite Division course. It's particularly for the challenge course. And we've had course designers quite literally say that they don't know if it's possible. And I'm hoping that these elites can prove them wrong. We've had Enzo in the chat say that he wants to go sub 30 for the placement course. So the audacity, the abilities of these competitors is super duper strong. And we're going to see that on full effect, Alex.
We absolutely are. And I get the feeling that some of these elite female athletes have the chance to go the distance. It's been quite a while since we've seen a woman hit a buzzer. I think it's been since Megan Moore in Mature Kids.
No, it's definitely a tough course, and I think I'm really excited for them to be able to see the challenge course. I don't think we're making too many variations to the placement course, so I genuinely feel as though they're going to absolutely just crush it. But I think the challenge course is really where it's going to be at. But as we've seen time and time again, the runners that place later in the challenge course, who are later seeded, often go on to win the entire thing. It's just a huge advantage letting other competitors make the mistakes rather than yourself.
Exactly right. Well, let's highlight some of the athletes that we're looking forward to watching in this championship. Actually going to be highlighting quite a few of them, starting with our reigning defending world champion, Addie Herman. So the world's strongest ninja title is 7 events. You get 1 point for first, 2 points for second, etc. The lowest possible score you can have is a 7. Addie had an 8.
Whoa.
Like, how do you do that?
Yeah, no, she's a phenomenal competitor, DGS-sponsored athlete, so much in her resume, and just has done so much with this sport. So she's going to be one to watch.
Avery Glantz was our pro ninja at the Olympia event a couple weeks ago, currently applying her trade in Florida, but very familiar to the Northeast ninja scene, and an incredibly strong athlete.
Whoa.
Pound for pound, maybe our strongest athlete here in the elite female field. You can see there a minute-long dead hang, just incredible explosiveness. We brought her there essentially to show up some of the meathead guys, and boy did she. Jaleesa Himka, an athlete who we've been saying has done everything there is to do, not only in the sport of ninja, but in the sport of obstacles outside of the World Ninja League. No world championships yet. Could tonight be her night to finally claim the one thing missing in her resume?
Whoa. No, these clips are just phenomenal. Just seeing each of these ninjas. This is why we're in the elite division, Alex. It's because it's the best of the best.
Jess Wombles, an incredibly strong athlete in her own right, finishing up her first season of elite competition at a very high level, finished 12th in the world, called the Sky Ninja because she has a pilot's license, and she does love to fly on the course.
These clips are absolutely bonkers. I have no idea who's going to come out on top, but we keep running them through with Lila Nathanson.
Lila was our winner back at Motive. 6th in the World Championship, went on the second to last obstacle, stage 1. Certainly an athlete waiting for her big moment to shine. Absolutely, and a lot of hungry athletes is what you're touching on here. Individuals who have a point to prove, and they definitely have a lot to prove here. Such fierce competition. Oh my, Madeline Medeiros. And of course, the woman who won the first time we were here at Fair Rocks, Madeline Medeiros, one of only 2 women this season in the elite division to hit a buzzer on the challenge course. The other, Beth Lodge, unfortunately couldn't be here, but Madeline Medeiros has on numerous occasions won elite competitions outright, beating all of the boys. She is just that good.
Absolutely, and I think she's got a point to prove here. She wants a world title, and so does everyone else here. And look, the beauty of the elite division is they are the elites. They're the best of the best, and it's just impossible to really pin a winner looking at this lineup. You've got people like Addie Herman and Abby Clark and Madeline Medeiros, but literally any single one of them can come out on top.
Oh, we found one more in the back. Abby Clark, who I've often described as a cheat code on upper body obstacles. If you've seen the insane things that she posts on Instagram, it often seems like she is the only woman able to pull off some of these powerful moves. Just a stage 3 athlete, if there ever was one, has been to stage 3 multiple times in the strongest ninja division, finally got her stage 1 clear at the World Championship this year, finished 2nd, also a 2-time winner of the strongest ninja.
Yeah, just phenomenal. And I think, as you mentioned, a stage 3 athlete is really what's going to play to their advantage in the challenge course, which is really where our minds need to be at the moment for this elite division, because me and Alex cannot understate how difficult of a course this is. I don't think we've seen one like this in a very long time. Because they have those 2 retries, what that opens up is the opportunity to just create the most difficult, cynical, and just tricky course on the planet. It is techie, it is pumpy, it is everything in between, and you need every possible quality as a ninja to pull it off. And now we are getting into the placement course. This is where we determine the place orders for our competitors, and we can see our first individual on the starting line.
It is Jaleesa Himka, those trademark gold shorts, minute time limit for 5 obstacles. They are going to go by fast. Jaleesa, sponsored by NeuroAthlete, a neurological research and rehabilitation clinic in Broadmoor, Colorado.
Well, that's really great to hear that athletes are continuing to get sponsorships, continuing to get representation in this phenomenal sport. But yes, as you mentioned, Alex, this clock runs down so quickly. We've seen time limits range from 50 seconds to 1 minute 10, and every single time they've been pushed. So these elites are going to have to fly through. But Jaleesa is looking good so far. 22 seconds is enough time to get it done. We've seen it in the past. It's just whether or not she can execute and control this momentum here as she flies through so far. But this is the difficult part. You can get the incorrect shift in momentum, and it can cost you a run. The buzzer's going. She's got to get this link here.
She's got to go right here. Just came up in front. She knew she had to go. Just ran out of time.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a commonality amongst these placement course individuals, because it really is a short time frame to be able to complete this. And if your momentum is not perfect through Lachey Lane, you're going to suffer.
Well, Jaleesa made it to the final obstacle. We will have to see how that is going to hold up, especially against the #1 power ranking athlete, the world champion, in fact, a 2-time world champion. She won back in 2019 in the youth divisions. It's Addie Herman. What hasn't she done in the WNL besides win Premier Series? Because nobody's been able to yet, because it's not a thing until now.
Well, I think she wants to add it to the list, Alex. I think what we're looking for here in this placement course is a send train, just getting one after the other, completing this course in quick time. And what better way to start that off with Addie Herman, just setting the standard here. 1 minute on the clock. She's making great pace so far. She's going to use that upper body strength. She's our DGS-sponsored athlete, and just such a great representation and role model for this sport.
Also coming out of Vitality Obstacle Fitness, they've had so many strong athletes here this weekend.
Absolutely,
you can see Noah Munier, another incredibly strong athlete on her sidelines. But all the focus right now on Addie, our world champion, looking to pull the double.
Okay.
It looks like she is in great position to get the buzzer here.
Oh, nice.
Got to straighten out, though. We've seen so many people get caught up here.
Can she pull it off? It looks like she's got it straightened out. Luckily, she
there
had
it
the
is.
time.
Addie Herman is used to hitting buzzers. She hit one in stage 1, nearly hit one in stage 2, actually. But Addie Herman getting the buzzer and perhaps opening the floodgates.
I think that's what we're hoping for here. Addie Herman was just phenomenal on this run. Struggled a bit with the momentum, but she was going so fast that she had the time to recover. And something that can't be said of athletes of previous divisions, she had that free time. So just goes to show that she's going to be one to watch. And hopefully it has opened the floodgates. You know, we want this to be as competitive as possible. We want people to put the pressure on Addie Herman to see who's going to come out on top and who really wants this. And we got our next competitor could do it.
Melia Oxner actually had a wedding to attend to on World Championship weekend. Still came to the World Championship and helped us rig for 4 days. So she is incredibly strong. She has an engine. She was also one of our top competitors at Gauntlet, one of the head coaches at ICOR, but I think the head coach at ICOR. Snuck in on the transfer spot here at Ferox to qualify today.
Okay, now taking her time. Unfortunately, we don't have the clock on us, so all we're going to have to do is guide based on what we see, and we will wait for those red lights to come up to indicate it. But right now, we need her to probably pick up the pace a little bit.
She's stuck. She's stuck here.
It's a tough
you gotta
ask.
go down
You need
and
momentum.
then... Okay, resetting. That is allowed. But, I mean, you really got to get the big kick on the backswing there. You got to do that again. And she does reaches, and I think this is going to be it for Melia, at least beating the third obstacle. But gonna maybe getting it. Nope, not going to get the punch. And that third obstacle hung her up, Jack.
It did. Look, it's a tough one. We've had those momentum issues in previous runs. At least they're not coming out on the first steps, which is what we've seen time after time in previous divisions. And I hope that it doesn't happen in this one. Of course, next up we've got Jess Wombles. Again, an individual with a point to prove. She's done so many things in this sport. Her resume is so impressive. And I think adding a championship onto the list is going to be one of those.
Well, she has competed at a very high level in a number of different ninja competitions across a number of different leagues. Coming out of Ultimate Ninjas Indianapolis. Also coaches kids in ninja and climbing. We mentioned the planes. That's certainly a very unique thing on her resume.
Yeah, absolutely. And she just has so many different interesting titles and accomplishments. So 12th at Worlds, made it to stage 1, but didn't quite come unstuck on stage 1. UNNA Worlds 2022, came 5th place in the under 15s. WNL, and then of course 11th at the 2023 Worlds. So just all round a phenomenal athlete. And yeah, she can be so proud of this, and we can see Jess now taking it on, qualified 2nd at Modus. So many great statistics here. We're having a bit of an issue with our timing system, but based on my judgment, she is still making strong pace, although it is going to be a very close call.
Yeah, we'll get those graphics sorted out in just a moment. Our thanks, of course, to NinjaWorks for powering that clock for us. You can see the NinjaWorks red lights flashing. I don't think she's going to have time to finish this course, and she is not. Still a strong run, though. We've seen her at least knock off Melia. We'll have to check the time a little bit later on to see where she's going to run the challenge course.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And I think what we've said time after time is the middle of the pack individuals often go on to do extremely well. The name I want you all to remember is Michael Sherman. He was just in the teen male division, was our first competitor on the challenge course for the teen males, managed to come out on 4th place. He held the top spot for almost the entirety of the competition and just came out from the last 3 or 4 competitors. So definitely it's anyone's game at this point. Addie Herman, though, looking incredibly strong to set that standard.
And next up is Madeline Medeiros, was first place in both the placement and challenge course last time we were here. Come out of Houston, Texas, taking a little bit of a cautious approach here.
Yeah, when we saw Madeline at Ferox earlier this year, she threw down such an incredibly dominant front and just showed us that she really belongs in this elite division. She has a point to prove, and of course came 16th at the Worlds, came out on stage 1, and then of course qualified first at Ferox. But this momentum here, this could be a problem here, Alex, for her.
I think I go back. There you go.
Okay, managed to recover.
2022 world champion in the teen division. Her last competition as a youth athlete, moving right up to elites. Actually competed, in addition to winning here at Ferox, at the Austin Ninjas qualifier. Got beat by Addie Herman, but only on time. And speaking of time, it's in the red now.
Yeah, it doesn't look like this one's going to be possible here. It's proving that this 1 minute time limit is tough. And that's the beautiful part about this. We really want to push these athletes and see how far they can go. Madeline Medeiros, though, it's going to be one to watch. It all comes down to the challenge course at the end of the day. We wipe the slate clean, and whilst placement is important, anything can happen, as we've seen time after time. So as long as they keep their heads up high, I'm sure they'll be fine. But next up is an individual I'm really excited for, Alex. We can see those standings, but I think the next one's going to be big and put in contention our top competitor right now.
It really is. Abby Clark, 2nd place at the World Championship this year, 2nd place in the Strongest Ninja as well, 1 spot away from winning her 3rd Strongest Ninja, a feat that no one else has achieved. Coming out of Bedminster, New Jersey, one of the co-owners of Next Level Ninja, along with boyfriend Joe Capo. But Abby has the accolades in the family, I'll give her that.
Yeah, Abby has done so well in this sport, and if there's anyone that's going to put in contention today's title against Addie Herman, it's going to be Abby Clark. They're going to go toe-to-toe all throughout today and over the next few hours. But again, it's this momentum that they seem to be having a little bit of fun with.
Yeah, it's that power that Abby Clark possesses. Unparalleled almost by any other competitor. And now making her way to the final obstacle, needs to get centered We've seen that centering can be a problem here.
Yeah, doing really well so far here. Going for these last 2 holds. These are going to be big.
Inside of 10 seconds. Needs to get out of there. Probably needs to go here, but I think she's crooked. She's not going to find it. And Abby Clark is going to be another victim of the time limit.
Yeah, this time limit consistently all throughout the weekend has punished our competitors. And if Abby Clark can't do it, it's quite concerning, to be truthful. It's showing that we need to really force these elite females to put the pressure on in these early parts of the run. And if you lose out on that time, then it's going to spell disaster. I think Addie Herman had that advantage where she was there maybe 5 to 10 seconds earlier, and as a result could reposition her momentum. But it's been such a crux point for so many competitors. But next up, you can see there on the list, we're getting this international representation in the elite female division, which is what we love to see. Sapir Cohen Karemi, qualified in Israel. Big shout out to the Israel Ninja League for bringing the best of the best across to come and compete here today, despite the circumstances. And let's see how Sapir goes on this course.
Lone representative of Israel. We have, in this elite female field, we have seen so many spectacular Israeli athletes making the podium, even winning this championship.
Yeah.
Can Sapir match?
They have been crushing it all weekend, and that's the beauty of the Premier Series, is it brings to spotlight all these international competitors. And Sapir is going to need to find the power that Abby Clark had and just really go for it. Yeah. Oh, she didn't realize she could grab it for a second there.
Yeah, I think she was kind of going for a CrossFit kick there. You want to do the opposite on that obstacle. And then found her way by going backwards. Very inventive. Inside of 10 seconds now.
Yeah, unfortunately, she's going to have to break a world record for Lachey Lane. And it doesn't look like she's going to have the time here. And that's going to conclude her run. She knows it. But again, it's just that time limit. They're more than capable of doing that obstacle. It's just under the time pressure. It's a different story as we take a look at that run. Once again here, we can see strong start, but all the time was lost on that little transition there. You just need that power. You need the correct momentum. And she just couldn't find it. That's going to put her in 6th.
So with 2 athletes to go, Addie Clark. It was bound to happen one of these years. They're merging together. With 2 runners left to go, Addie Herman is our only clear. We will see if Avery or Lila are able to match, starting off with Avery Glantz.
Yeah, Avery qualified 3rd at Ferox, came 20th in the Worlds, falling short in stage 1, and has an incredible resume all around. So many years of experience in this sport, and it is shining through as she moves through the front half of this course. She's now had the opportunity to see a lot of competitors go through this placement course, and so hopefully she's coming to understand that you need power here. Again, struggling to find that power. Addie's the only one to have found it first go.
Originally from Eastern Pennsylvania, now going to school in Florida, trains at Obstacle Ninja Academy. Megan Budway, another very strong female athlete, trains down there. Another very strong athlete, what am I saying?
Well, 16 seconds left on the clock, Alex. If this happens, it's going to be close.
Actually, she's pretty centered on this swing. This might be clear number 2. Makes the catch. I think she can go right here. Catches the edge of the platform, and Avery Glantz is clear number 2.
And I believe that's going to put her into 2nd place, not quite pushing out Addie Herman. Goes for the high five, doesn't quite get it there from her support crew, left hanging.
Come on, Jackson.
I had to point it out, but
yes,
they're still going to put her in 2nd place.
Power, strength, efficiency that Avery showed really puts her in the conversation with Addie as a potential clear or winner of this competition.
Yeah, with 1 second separating them, it's a close call there. You love to see the 3 A's at the top: Addie Herman, Avery Glantz, and Abby Clark. It's going to be a stacked lineup. And with our final competitor, Lila Nathanson, I think she's going to add to the list. She knows what she needs to beat now, and she's going to be going for it.
Can I just say, by the way, I've been seeing multiple teen male athletes who just ran that really difficult challenge course over there messing around in the warm-up area. Apparently we didn't challenge them enough. Lila Nathanson is torching that first obstacle, on her way to torching the second. 6th place at the World Championship this past year. As we mentioned, won the competition at Motive, went very deep into the course.
Yeah, and we love to see that. It's great promise for the challenge course, which is, of course, where it's going to be most important. Lila Nathanson knows that she's got to put on the burners here, and coming in with 30 seconds on the clock is not a bad effort to this point.
No, this could be our new fastest time.
If she can keep it up. This momentum is where it all becomes tricky, though.
Lila with the anchor leg of the placement course, looking to be the anchor leg of the challenge course as well. She's going to have to get out here in a couple seconds to do it, but has plenty of time. 10 seconds, needs to commit to this bowl, unless she wants to link it. Addie Herman's time is going to pass, but she is going to get the buzzer on a dive, and Lila Nathanson will ensure we end with back-to-back clears.
Yeah, no, an excellent job there, and that's going to put her into that 3rd place position. All round, it was a really strong run. Perhaps just a little difference in momentum that really cost her there. But other than that, you know, there's marginal seconds separating these competitors. So it's really going to be anyone's taking. And those top 4 competitors are looking to be really strong, with Jaleesa Himka, Jess Wombles, and Madeline Medeiros, and Sapir Kami. All phenomenal runs, all round.
Yeah.
This is going to be a really exciting one.
Even Melia Oxner, who's finishing just off of this graphic, who's going to run first, has the opportunity to set a really high bar on this very strength-based challenge course.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when we saw in the teen male division that the early competitors still set incredible times and went the distance, it's promising. It gives me hope that anything can happen here. Well, Alex, whilst we've got a bit of time, it might be worth looking at our champion's run again, Addie Herman. What do you say?
I completely agree. Our fastest time from only the 2nd runner. She's going to have quite a decent layoff. Granted, only 9 competitors in this wave, but is going to have the opportunity to know exactly what she needs to do to pull the double.
I think so, and she will be looking for it. We saw Oliver Luttman confirm his 4th championship earlier in the teen male division, and I think Addie Herman's going to be looking to follow suit with that incredible run. Unfortunately, we didn't really catch the early parts of that run just due to the nature of those highlights, but still a really great indication of what is to come. And we just saw there from Avery Glantz and Lila Nathanson, like, whilst I know they are phenomenal athletes, they also got to go later in that placement course, and that factored into how fast they did that course because they knew where they had to get to. Perhaps it might be worth taking a look at Abby Clark's run just to gauge an idea. You know, of course, she's one to watch here. She unfortunately just came unstuck due to some momentum issues, but seeing what eventuated would be handy, I think.
And I think that this is kind of a purpose-built Abby Clark challenge course. Not that that couldn't be true of... Okay, Abby Clark is a member of Team Monstro, sponsored, of course, by our great friends over at Monstro Ninja Holds. Lucio Batista, a local here, is one of the proprietors of that excellent company, namesake, of course, of the worst obstacle in World Ninja League history. But everything else about Monstro is fantastic. We love having them as a great partner with us for all of your ninja needs, for holds and everything else Monstro sells. Go to monstro.ninja.
Absolutely. And I think whilst we've probably got one more time, I think just maybe taking a look at Avery Glance's run one more time. She is in second place, and she's 1 second behind Addie Herman. Literal, just minuscules, marginal returns at that point. It's not much of a deciding factor at this point in time, except for the fact that Addie Herman gets to run after her now.
Right you are, and Avery, like we mentioned in the Open, we took her to the Olympia Sports Festival, which is largely a strongman competition, basically to show up all of the guys who were there. Guys kept challenging her to pull-up contests, and she kept winning. She is that insanely strong.
Well, I think that's a promising sign of things to come. And whilst we've got a moment before we gear into the challenge course, I think it's worth paying a nod to all the incredible sponsors that make this Premier Series a reality.
Completely agree. Tell you what, I usually do the NinjaWorks read. I want to put you to the test, see how much you've been paying attention.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. So NinjaWorks is the ultimate timing system. I mean, everything that you see on display during this Premier Series event has been a result of NinjaWorks. You know, they've been responsible for the lights, for the incredible timing systems that we see across all of our ninjas, and they give live updates on their platforms so that ninjas can gain the times, figure out their standings, and everything in between. NinjaWorks has been a proud sponsor with the World Ninja League for many years, and hopefully for many years to come, because they are the ultimate system in timing. So if you have any timing needs, if you want to elevate your Ninja Warrior events by having lights or smoke or anything in between, look into ninjaworks.com or hit us up at the World Ninja League.
Okay, I'll allow it. Very good. I'm not sure that we have become NinjaWorks' PR department, but
we're getting there.
Fair enough. We definitely very much enjoy our great partnership with NinjaWorks, and our thanks to them for everything they've done this weekend and beyond. And now I believe we're heading to a message from Slapshocks. We saw Joseph Rouse take on the course earlier today. Let's see what he has to say about Slapshocks.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my chalk bag? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slapshocks! You take the chalk ball, put it in the mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your chalk. Slapshocks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, rock climber, and the CEO of Slapshocks.
Unleash your inner ninja with DGS Ninja, your ultimate supplier of top-tier obstacles. Transform your backyard into a ninja training ground with our premium, durable equipment. From challenging warp walls to precision-packed balance obstacles, that's actually true. DGS Ninja has everything you need to conquer any course. Whether you're a seasoned ninja athlete or just starting your training journey, we've got the gear to elevate your skills. Take your passion to new heights with DGS Ninja, where obstacles meet excellence. Visit dgsninja.com, that's the correct URL too, today and gear up for the ultimate ninja experience. I totally just wrote that.
No, that's absolutely right. We're so grateful for DGS Ninjas and the incredible sponsorship opportunities they provide for us. And now to round out, before we begin, we want to pay a nod to one of the ninjas that we're going to see coming up in the elite male division later today. He's got big ambitions, and it's Enzo with Ocean Needs Everyone.
Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, seal and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Well, of course, this is the World Ninja League Premier Series, but we do have... Okay, well, first of all, let's highlight these three athletes, but I do have some... A quick news break after this. Our top three athletes, the only three clears. Addie Herman, of course, leading the pack. Ones in every row.
That is...
what else is there to say? Yeah.
We have not seen that with any of the other athletes as context. Never seen 3 ones. So usually there's a bunch of numbers in between. We've got Avery Glance there, power ranking of 19, probably a bit of an underestimate of where she actually stands considering how well she's done here today. Second in her placement course, third in her qualifying, and then Lila Nathanson, third in the placement course, first in her qualifying at Motive. So Addie Herman, of course, leads with the ones. Abby Clark, maybe not on this list at the moment, but would share similar numbers. And it's really anyone's game here, Alex, that's for sure.
It really is. There are certainly a number of women, even outside of this list, that could storm in. Abby Clark is obviously the name that's going to come to a lot of minds, but let's not forget what Madeline Medeiros did the last time we were here at Ferox. But quickly, before we get started, I want to give a couple of shout-outs. Number one, I mentioned Megan Budway when talking about Avery Glance. Megan Budway tore her ACL a couple of months ago, and only went and won the Jungle Gym qualifier today. So congratulations to Megan on a speedy recovery and welcome back to the sport. I also want to give a quick shout out over at our Modus Ninjas qualifier today. A name I have not seen on a leaderboard in quite some time, and that is Johnny Wilder, who claimed the second qualifying spot for Heartland Regionals. For those unfamiliar, back in Season 3, we had Worlds at Ninja Quest in Georgia. This is about 6 years ago now. We had 60 athletes beating Stage 1, and you can count on one hand the number of athletes that beat Stage 3. Johnny Wilder was one of them, and was easily looking on his way to winning the World Championship before getting disqualified on Stage 3. We have not really seen Johnny Wilder since, and if we're going to get the Johnny Wilder of old, I am extremely excited.
Well, that is incredible news, and I think what I've just been told is that we're about to get on to the actual competition, which is really exciting.
Yes.
And we thank you all genuinely for being a part of this event and for continuing to listen in as we gear up for the challenge course. We can see here that Melia Oxner is going to be first off the ranks, followed by a list of phenomenal athletes with Addie Herman to close it out. It's a scary prospect knowing that Addie Herman's the last competitor there today.
That is a terrifying prospect. First of all, Avery Glance's picture just changed. That was weird. Second, if you're running anywhere in the top half of that run order and you have the bottom half of that run order running behind you, I mean, this is the finals of Premier Series. We've seen incredibly stacked competitions all season long, and we have whittled it down to the best of the best. And it's just these 9 remaining for the title. Every one of these athletes are incredibly strong. Every one of them could come away with a win. It's ultimately just time to find out whose day it is to win the championship.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. And I think it's going to be interesting just to see who pulls it off.
Yes.
You know, who knows? It could be our first-seeded competitor. It could be our fourth-seeded competitor that ends up taking the title. It's really only time's going to tell. And you know what the other beautiful thing is, Alex, is we're about to take a look at the elite level course. I'm not sure how it's going to look for the elite females. It will likely, I'm guessing it will be different from the elite male course from my understanding. But I guess we don't really know. So it'll be up to our first few competitors to find out what it's all about.
Well, I can at least see that they have put the regular starting platform back at the end of spinners. They've also made the cradles level for the flying bar. Still, on any kind of course, flying bar third is extremely difficult, as we have Melia Oxner coming up in the first position. 350 time limit through parkour, onto spinners. Got to remember where you're allowed to grab. We did see a disqualification earlier today.
Yeah, this is going to be our first look at the female course. All similar here with the fidget spinners. It looks like they're reverting back to the flying bar with no dropping point for the flying bar, which is a nice, forgiving thing to have. In amongst that, it still doesn't make it an easy thing to do under all this pressure and under all these eyes.
Not at all, as we've just seen from Melia.
And for those their first time watching, just remember that she has 2 retries with a max of 1 retry per obstacle. Hence why she gets another go at this. But if she does come unstuck here, her run will be completed. Looking good on the first one.
I mean, showing great power through those first 2 hops. She just needs to know exactly how much she needs of power to get to that third one, and she missed on the left side again. Big smiles, at least, from Melia. Unfortunately, going to be eliminated on the flying bar.
Yeah, and probably not where she was looking to come out. She definitely wanted to go further into this phenomenal course. And it looks like the final bar is just slightly hinged upwards. And as a result, it just creates that extra level of difficulty and that possibility for mistake there. So we're going to move on to Sapir, of course, representing Israel, which is fantastic to have in the elite female division. We've seen the Israel competitors in spades here over the weekend, just competing across all the divisions, dominating. And Sapir unfortunately didn't have the best run coming into the placement course, but is going to be looking to rectify that now with this challenge course, which is where it all matters. Sapir, aged 28, one of the dominant competitors in the Israel League, now stepping up onto the big stage.
One of the strongest Israeli competitors, male or female, Sapir Cohen Karmi, looking to show what she's got on an international stage for the first time. Going for the skip, makes it.
That's a good sign of confidence, I would say. It's not common that you see people doing that, and it's risky, but she's pulled it off here.
With power as well, as we see her make it through the first 2 cradles of the flying bar. One more to go, unless she's going for another skip. No, she gets up there. And she is out of there, moving into first place. Incidentally, last time we were here at Ferox, and I mean there's still 7 athletes to go, but last time we were here at Ferox, the challenge course finishing order was the exact same as the placement course finishing order. So far, history repeating itself.
Well, let's see how we go on the Skyhooks Chaos. This is an obstacle like none other before. It looks like it's going to be of a similar format
Oh,
to
nice
previous
skip.
divisions. Oh, great effort from Sapir on her end.
And a flash of the muscles, a well-deserved one at that.
I think she's just happy to be past that Skyhooks Chaos because it really is a difficult one. Now let's see what they're going to be doing for the slogies. We've seen different variations all throughout the weekend. It could be both sides, it could just be one side, it could just be the slopers if they want to be brutal, but we'll just have to wait and see which ones she's grabbing, and then that'll decide.
Really taking her time here, mainly just wanting to beat this obstacle, it looks like. She does have 2 attempts at it. So it is just cliffs.
That's rough.
nasty.
We've seen that. Yeah, in the teen male division, that was brutal for competitors, taking out even some of the best. So for them to have to do that again, it is tough. So let's see how they go. Sapir, second attempt now, second and final attempt. If she fails on this, this will be the end of her run. It's been fantastic so far. She's completed the first 4 obstacles. But this one, it really requires that huge upper body strength and good lock-off strength as well.
Oh, there you go. She's got it. Now needs to figure out how she's going to pivot her body to that 3rd cliff. Really needs to go with her right hand, which she does.
Figures it out. But this is the hard one. The next one is the big gap. It's the biggest transfer gap. It's going upwards. You can see her
And
grimacing.
she's not able to get there. Sapir, unfortunately, going to be eliminated on the slogies. Again, I fear she's not going to be the last, but big props from her entire team as she moves into first.
I think the one thing I love about that run is she was just so happy to complete Skyhook's Chaos. Just that little celebration at the end.
Yeah.
Like, yep, I've done what I came here to do. I beat the Skyhooks, and honestly, that's such a great obstacle to get through because it's taken out so many people over the weekend.
Yeah, who knows what that obstacle is going to look like in terms of damage for these later competitors. On slogies as well, flying bar, we're probably going to see some retries in that area.
Oh, definitely. I have no doubt that people will be continuing to use their retries on that Skyhook Chaos because it really is a place where we've seen competitors, they need to get a feel for it the first time around. And once they do, they're happily going to go through. But I'm excited for the next competitor, Alex. She came out a little bit early. Madeline Medeiros didn't quite get the seeded time that she wanted, but this is all about to change, hopefully.
I'm excited for all of these competitors, frankly. But Madeline Medeiros, age 15, out of Houston, Texas, the 2022 Teen World Champion in the World Ninja League. Winner of multiple elite competitions outright this season.
In her bio, it says that she loves cliffhangers. So hopefully,
well, I have good news.
That's gonna. We have plenty of cliffhangers in this and a vertical limit. Hopefully, that's on Madeline's list of things that she enjoys training. So we'll see. Because yeah, she is going to need them for the slopers obstacle.
Great finesse to get to that second spinner. Now the flying bar. Makes the first jump.
Yeah, great pace so far.
Great kick as well, great arc. Every fundamental you want on this obstacle, she's got.
Yeah, just super clean there. Energy is conserved, and she's looking strong so far. Skyhook Chaos is a place where you can lose your retries very quickly. It's one you want to get straight away, and there's so many different approaches.
She's going to go for the traditional approach. Remember, as soon as she lets go with that right hand, that left hand ring is going to fall, and she's got to make that jump that she gets right there.
Excellent from Madeline Medeiros. No troubles whatsoever. Now, she said she liked cliffhangers. She put and laches as well. I hope she likes cliffhangers more so because she's going to have a few of them right now.
I mean, you can lache between them, I guess, if you really wanted.
Hopefully, we can see both here. Maybe with a big dismount at the end to save her some of these ledges.
Madeline, about 3 feet from where she currently is, had one of the most incredible one-handed hangs I've ever seen, hanging onto boats with her hand basically entirely twisted around, or with her arm basically entirely twisted around. An incredible save. Now this is turned. That's interesting. That's a change.
And it looks like Madeline's going to be through this obstacle, which is great to see here.
We're continuing that trend of getting better and better here on the challenge course. Her mom, Karen, her longtime coach and chalk runner.
Well, 1:48 on the clock here, Alex. She's got 4 more obstacles to go. The first of which is board drop. This one's no joke. We've just had a forearm intensive obstacle, and it kind of just keeps going, unfortunately. They just keep piling it on.
Shimmying her way down. I guess the ledge now needs to build up a big swing to that second board. It's also going to tip.
Yeah, it's a huge lache here. We've seen people fling off here due to the immense levels of momentum. If she gets to the board...
Okay, I think it's strapped on the backside, so I think she can just shimmy her way forward. It is, in fact, strapped on the backside.
Okay. That is handy for the elite females. That will make their lives a little bit easier. And with 56 seconds on the clock, this is going to be a push for time.
Don't worry, there's a safety line is the name of this obstacle. Internally, it was called the Marble Run. And this stopper has been removed, so you've got to go immediately on this obstacle into those swinging cradles. First attempt.
Okay, lining.
Came up short.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, I think she's starting to run out of gas. That or now she knows how hard she needs to push. 26 seconds and change still on the clock. Clock once again running. 22 seconds. Second attempt now. Mixed grip. And she got it in! It's going to be an interesting reset for the Ferox crew. Just couldn't hang on that second attempt. Madeline Medeiros, a phenomenal run. We'll have to see how that's going to hold up.
Yeah, only time is going to tell with that one, but Madeline can be super proud of how far she went during this course. I mean, the sky hooks nailed it, the cliff ledges nailed it, board drop nailed it, and then just unfortunately just coming unstuck on that final obstacle. Don't worry, there's a safety line. It's a brutal one, and I think for the elite males, for everyone listening, you're going to see them do a Superman move on that obstacle in a couple of hours. So that also is just going to make it even more brutal.
And I cannot wait to see that move. We've seen some Superman transfers just for fun. I don't think I've ever seen a obstacle where I've seen it forced. Yeah, that'll be a little bit later. Right now, these women trying to be the first to conquer the Marble Run. Jess Wombles out of Greenwood, Indiana, representing Ultimate Ninjas Indianapolis, is going to be our next competitor.
Absolutely. She came second in her qualifier at Modus. She's known as the Sky Ninja and is 17 years old. She coaches kids in Ninja and also flies planes, hence the name, which is really exciting. Came 12th at Worlds, so she has a really strong track record here in this sport. And we saw her in the qualifiers do exceptional, and now she's looking to put it into practice and see how far she can go in this challenge course.
Gets the second jump.
Final one's the toughest.
It's a little bit upwards, but she makes the jump. Sizing up the dismount and got it. About 45 seconds gone as she makes her way to Skyhook Chaos.
Now lining up. This is the tough one. But I'm surprised they haven't, I don't want to jinx it. They've been alright so far, the elite females, but let's see how Jess tackles it.
Well, you didn't jinx it.
Yes, I was worried there that I was going to start a curse, but lucky we're through it here. Jess Womble's just making that transfer there, showing how slippery that bar is. And now coming up to the Slogies, aka the cliff ledges in this context, and considering they're only allowed to grab the cliff ledges.
Let's see how Jess is with cliffhangers. We mentioned she's a climbing coach. Missing that second move. I mean, in terms of climbing, first of all, she might even like the slopers better, but second, this has got to be pretty up there on the bouldering scale. The moves required to get through these ledges.
It's definitely a unique kind of strength. It just requires so many different things, and Jess Wombles is going to be out there, unfortunately, exiting her run early. She's not happy, but I think she can be happy about how excellent her run was up until that point.
She certainly can, and although she went out earlier than she wanted, obviously a huge accomplishment just to get here. Came in second at the Modus qualifier, and is going to finish pretty decently here, all things considered. We'll see where she ends up on the final standings, but in the meantime, we have Jaleesa Himka, our neuroathlete, sponsored athlete. Neuroathlete being a neurological research and rehabilitation clinic in Broadmoor, Colorado. Go check them out for all of your neurological and rehabilitation needs. Her mom, Suzanne, also a strong competitor, is the creator of Lost Island Warrior, which is an outdoor gym out there in Colorado. Very cool place. I've seen it a couple times. Ninja Lisa, a natural ninja name for her. Once upon a time was known as the Ninja Chef. Let's see if she can cook up a good run here.
Yeah, she's been doing ninja since she was age 6. She's literally done everything known to humanity in this sport. And just adding the Premier Series finals to the task is one of them.
Third place at the Wolfpack Ninja Tour a year ago. In OCR, she has won all three of the main categories: 100 meter, 3 kilometer, and 15 kilometer. Slipped off of the flying bar there as she was going for the big move.
Yeah, it's definitely a factor that they have to keep in the back of their minds, is that idea that the bar can slip off there. I wonder how she's going to adjust, perhaps just going for all the holds and just making sure of it this time.
Needs to be neurologically aware, our neuroathlete does, on where that bar is, and she gets up there, needs to get out of there. She does. 3 obstacles down, minute gone.
Now coming into Skyhook Chaos. This is the one that always worries us a little bit when we see these athletes go onto it. It makes you hold your breath as they begin to make that transfer, and she does it.
She makes the skip.
Lisa making it look easy. Facing no troubles whatsoever, but this Slogies obstacle / cliff ledges is taking out more elite females than any other obstacle at the moment. It is just brutal on the upper body.
Starting in the palms inward move, trying to reach behind her.
Oh.
That didn't work for Jess. But I'm going to let Jaleesa
just
cook.
the incorrect hand. Well, fortunately, she's used her retry, and now give it another go.
Yeah, I think this is the smarter approach. Front grabbing in here. And then reaching out to the second one. She's got it. 3 down. This is the big move, though. But we've seen 4 to 5 also be challenging unless she's... Now she's going for 4 and slipped off. Slogies has claimed its third victim in 4 attempts.
Yeah, it's proving to be a really brutal obstacle here as we move into our final 4 elite female competitors after Jaleesa, of course, sponsored by Neuro Athlete. They have an incredible mission statement of helping 10,000 people to achieve their highest level of physical fitness. So it's really great to see Jaleesa, among many other athletes, being sponsored by incredible organizations. And I'm sure that we're going to see her back next year for the Premier Series, trying to get that win, trying to secure a championship in amongst all of her endless list of accomplishments.
I certainly look forward to that day. But coming up next, it's New Jersey's own Abby Clark.
That's a scary prospect for Madeline Medeiros, sitting on the top spot, 6 obstacles down, 2:53 on the clock. That is the time to beat and the distance to go. But as you reiterated, Alex, this is Abby Clark's course if she wants it. If she can get this right, this will be something that she'll come to dominate.
Abby Clark representing Team Monstro. She has been a long-time ambassador for Monster Ninja Holds. One of the OG members of that team, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely. Lucio has created some incredible holds for this competition over the years. Of course, some holds that have absolutely devastated competitors, just being so difficult. And Abby Clark is not one of those athletes as she begins flying through this course and showing us why she is one of the best of the best of the best. Flying bar, she's done it a million times. Can she do it under pressure? That is the question.
And this upwards move as well. As the kick, she's got it. And on pretty good pace as well. And, I mean, we've mentioned super strong with upper body and cliffhangers. She is a great contender to be able to beat at next obstacle the Slogies that only Madeline Medeiros has beaten so far. First, got to beat Skyhook Chaos.
Absolutely. This is the obstacle.
Got it.
Slides, but she's familiar with it. This is really playing to her strengths, Alex, just being pure upper body strength. Of course, she came second at Worlds this year. Strongest ninja back-to-back for seasons 5 and 6. Just an endless resume, like many of these last few competitors that we're going to be looking at here today. Abby Clark.
The Slogies.
This should play into her strengths, hopefully.
Well, with lockoffs like that, it sure does.
It's still a difficult obstacle.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
I say that, but then I take it back.
Are you sure these aren't rings?
Yeah.
Abby Clark just made that look easy as an understatement. Made it look trivial.
Not even breaking a sweat so far. This has Oliver Luttman vibes from the teen male division where they just look so calm at this point. Not a win or a struggle so far. But this board drop is pretty difficult. So we'll see how Abby now holds up on this one.
Plus the amount of chalk that's been put on it over the last few days, but Abby's able to hang on. The second one, though, is strapped in. But in order to get there, she's got to get this big upwards lache, and you bet she can do it.
This is getting close, Alex. This is excellent. Madeline Medeiros is being chased down. I believe Abby Clark, it's hard to tell what time Madeline Medeiros got to this point. So we're just going to assume that the most important thing is that she makes it past this obstacle, particularly knowing that there's another 4 competitors to come after her. 3 competitors
she
to come
would be
after
the first to conquer this version of Marble Run. There's the hop! Oh, missed it on the left side. Gonna get a retry.
And you can just see how difficult it is. You have to keep the bar in line perfectly in order to get it in the hooks simultaneously. Abby just taking a moment to breathe. Hopefully that fall didn't knock too much of the wind out of her. Hopefully she's feeling good and ready to go. Timer back on.
45 seconds left, second and final attempt. Much better this time, and she hangs on.
Okay, now she's just got to get the dismount. She's got to throw herself up to the disc.
That discus, which I'm pretty sure is a Monstro hold, actually.
Well, she's trained on those for many years.
And she is on now to the little edges. Boyfriend Joe Capo giving her some shock, as he
Okay.
has done for a number of other athletes. And now on to those, I believe also, monster ledges. 10 seconds left.
If she can get this, this will be
Gets
huge.
the reverse grab. Can she get to the dismount? Trying to reel it in. She does. Not enough time for slots.
I'm
And
sure she
Abby
wanted to give
Clark
that one a go.
makes it all the way to the final obstacle, just like she did last time we were here. Although not enough time to attempt it. We will see if that will hold up enough for her to finally claim a world championship.
Well, I'll tell you what, Alex, that is going to be a tough run to beat. Just all round, Abby Clark just threw everything into this run. She was phenomenal with her technique. She showed a great display of strength. As you said, it plays to her stage 3 kind of vibes that she is strong with. And as a result, she just crushed every part of this course. She did the boards with ease. Unfortunately, needed a second go on this bar slider, but got it the second attempt.
And of course, casually, without us even having time to think, getting that reverse grab on the kaleidoscope.
Yeah, it just shows how much energy she had left in the tank. The fact that she could still get a reverse grab after all of that. 8 obstacles, 3:47 on the clock. Basically, the rule of thumb is that if you can get to 8 obstacles in just a second faster, she only had roughly 2.5 seconds on the clock. So all you got to do is get there a little bit faster, and that could be enough to give you the top spot.
3 competitors remain. I think she forgot about the smoke cannons that have been going on for every runner. Lila
No, it's
Nathanson, I believe she trains down at Rock Solid. I could be mistaken. But she qualified for this competition at Motive. An incredibly strong athlete. We saw her finish up the placement course with a clear. And only Avery and Addie behind her.
Yeah, with only less than 2 seconds separating her and the top competitor, Addie, it's really anyone's game between these last 3 competitors. Getting a little bit lost there, but finds her grounding as we move
A lot of
on to
people
the-
have done that, just gotten a little bit too excited after parkour.
Yeah, I think it's pretty stock standard amongst the ninjas. It looks like she's just going for the skip. Yeah.
Yep.
You know, I'm surprised how much the elite females tend to be skipping that now. We didn't notice it too much with the teen males.
Well, with the teen males, they had that unstable platform. And so going into it would have almost ensured it was toppled over. Meanwhile, Lila has just conquered the flying bar onto Skyhook Chaos.
Yeah, this can really be chaotic here, and where it all comes on stock if you're not careful. But we're going to see what Lila has for us on offer here.
She's going
This ring slides like crazy.
She's gonna go
on
for the
this
hop.
obstacle.
missed the hop, came up
Oh.
short.
Just came up short. So close, and I think she's got it in her on this second attempt. Luckily, not too much time was lost here. Still 2:51 on the clock.
Getting some advice from Jackson Erdos, who will, in almost all certainty, attempt this obstacle a little bit later on. Meanwhile, second attempt. Lila's really got to beat this. She's going to finish down in the pack. And she gets it on the second attempt.
That's it.
Needs a dismount. Well, this dismount, much easier with that wide platform. She's got it. And now Slogies, which have taken out all but 2 competitors in this division.
Yeah, it really does come down to Slogies and then the bar run after that later on. So can she get through Slogies? Oh!
Misplaced her hand. That wasn't necessarily pumping out. Gets a
No,
little extra
it
shock
was
to
just a
save.
misplacement. She seemed to have the lock-off strength there, so it did look promising. But she is out of attempts now, so if she falls now, it's sudden death. It's do or go home at the moment. So let's see how she goes.
1 minute 52 of flow course remaining. In the meantime, got to beat Slogies. That would put her into the top 3. This is the tough move.
She's fighting for it there. She's holding
And
on.
ran
It's not going to be
out
enough.
of gas. Just slipping. In fact, I'm not even sure that was out of gas. Maybe it was just slipping, trying to build a swing. Nevertheless, Lila Nathanson, yet another victim of the Slogies.
Yeah, Slogies, a great obstacle designed to be truthful. It's doing what its intended purpose was, which was to knock out ninjas who are phenomenal athletes. It's just not easy to grab those, and they're further away than what they look on camera, and it's always just such a difficult obstacle. Such a subtle, simple idea, but one that's taking out so many people, bar Abby Clark and Madeline Medeiros.
You can see there, of the 6 athletes that have made it to Slogies, only 2 have conquered it, Abby Clark and Madeline Medeiros. Abby has secured a spot on the podium, just like she got at Worlds. But will that be first, second, or third remains to be seen, as Avery Glantz will be our second to last competitor.
Yeah, I could see Avery in the background before. She was mapping everything out, so she seems prepared, she seems confident. As the smoke arises, she's got a smile on her face and she's ready to go.
Went out on log split, a balance obstacle in stage 1 at the World Championship. On the bright side, nothing like that on this course. This really the only lower body test on this entire challenge course. And now it's all upper body and tech right in Avery's wheelhouse.
It actually is quite interesting that there is no balance on this challenge course compared to the qualifiers, where we did see a bunch of balance obstacles looking to take out ninjas. And I think it's just it has that stage 3 vibe of we just want to see who's got the strongest upper body.
Well, you also have to be very fast on the placement course, which did have a lot of lower body in order to get a late run. So you've certainly seen lower body cost people today. Avery Glantz. Also getting some advice from Jackson. Avery's going to go for the hop. Trying to get her swing straightened out. And like Lila, came up short.
Attempt 1 gone. If she doesn't get it on this go, she will be out of the competition. But hopefully she can get it on the second go. She hasn't lost too much time so far. And hopefully we can get her onto Slogies and onto the later obstacles.
Trying to figure out this hook. It's going to slide out on her as soon as she jumps. And this time she's got it. And every single athlete in this division has conquered the Skyhook Chaos, even though a lot of them used a second attempt now. Avery, she's only 5'2", 5-foot wingspan. This could be a little bit of a challenge, but she is incredibly strong, as we can see there.
Last life.
Makes that reverse grab. Bobbling a little bit, but able to pull it back in.
Oh, no!
The T-ledge went a little bit too quick. If she would have grabbed with 2 hands on that 5th Slogie, I think she would have had it.
Oh, so close there, Alex. And that is going to be a forearm burner. And that's beyond just the time loss. That's a huge problem here in trying to go again on this obstacle. 1:45 on the clock. She's taking that extra rest that she needs. She's looking to get this one done.
Winning this obstacle at all would guarantee her top 4, put her provisionally in the podium. Second attempt, knows what she needs to do this time. She's done it once before, but she ran out of gas, knew she needed to go a little bit quicker, and unfortunately Avery Glantz will be victim number 5 of the Slogies out of 7.
Wow. Yeah, that's a statement. The Slogies are proving to be difficult as anything on this course. Deceptively difficult. There are so many big movement obstacles, and yet a static obstacle is just proving to be the one that is costing all of our ninjas here today. So close there. It hurts to see, but that is going to conclude Avery's run as we check where she finalized on those standings, and then we will move on to our final competitor. But Abby Clark there sitting comfortably in first place. Madeline Medeiros, that will confirm her podium finish, and we will see if Sapir holds her 3rd place at the moment.
He's sitting in 3rd place by 6 seconds. If nothing else, taking the top 4 home to Israel, as Addie Herman from Vitality Obstacle Fitness is making her way to the start line. Of course, the DGS Ninja sponsored athlete. She's been part of that DGS Ninja graphic all season long. We have been hyping up this very moment. And as the last runner, she knows exactly what she needs to do, which is get to the last obstacle with just a little bit of time to spare to win the Premier Series championship.
Well, she's off to a great start
Oh,
so
linking!
far.
She's got the
Going
links!
for the links!
She linked the whole thing!
This is why she's our world champion. This is just phenomenal so far.
Taking basically no time at all to clear the first 3 obstacles. If nothing else, beating this obstacle almost ensures she'd be on the podium. The time to beat right now is 1:08, gets the skip. Reaches out to that ring, and Addie Herman will be on the podium, but what position is it gonna be?
Yeah, I think she has her eyes on first place. The question is, can she get there without any mistakes here? She's got the upper body strength. Can she maneuver her way through slogies, which has proven to be so difficult for our competitors here? Taking out 5 out of the 8 elite females so far. Addie Herman looking good as she looks for that final grab.
Oh, she had it! And she let it slip from her grasp. Never really got a good grab on that 5th slogie. Retry gone. She'll have one more if she beats this obstacle on the 2nd attempt. If not, Abby Clark will finally claim a world championship.
This is tense. Anything could happen here. We know that Addie Herman has it in her to complete this obstacle and go all the way. The question is can she just execute right now in this moment?
It was right here where she slipped just a few seconds ago, taking a little bit more conservative approach. That's smart. Now reaching, has a better handle on it, although fingers starting to slip. Now
She's
needs to
really
figure out where to
fighting
go.
here.
The dismount! Got it!
Okay, we are off to the races now, and now it's a matter of board drop, followed by the bar run, and everything in between. But Addie Herman, with that fall, with that pump, has her work cut out for her now to chase down Abby Clark.
Got a minute and a half to beat 3 obstacles. Remember, Abby did get to the last obstacle, but only with 2.5 seconds to spare. Quickly slipping down is Addie, but able to control it, getting to that ledge. It does have a lip, so it is a little bit easier to hang on to, but she's been hanging on for so long. Needs to get that power up, though.
She was already gassed from the
She
previous
slipped.
obstacle.
I don't think I've
can
ever
just see
seen
that.
Addie in this kind of way.
Yes, you can see that the gas is getting to her, and Abby Clark's potential victory is becoming stronger by every second here. Addie Herman could pull out a miracle here, but she's going to have to go right now.
And if she doesn't get this obstacle, Madeline Medeiros is going to exact some revenge as well for what happened at Austin, in which Addie
Very
beat
true.
Madeline on time. Addie slipping again,
Does
but
she
makes the
have it?
grab. Here we go. 44 seconds. Needs to get through this obstacle. First place might be out of the question, but at least needs to beat this obstacle to make a run further up the podium. She slips. The gas tank ran out. After 9 years of trying, Abby Clark has reached the summit of the mountain. She is your 2023 Premier Series champion.
And
One
an
more look
excellent
first, though, at Addie Herman's run.
Of course, Addie started out so strong and arguably looked to be the competitor to take it so clean through the first 4 obstacles. And I spoke too soon in that first grab when she just slipped out on the back end, unfortunately. Managed to get the dismount the second time around, but was just gassed coming into the board dropper.
That obstacle so incredibly difficult, especially after she went twice through slogies. We will take one final look at the standings. Addie Herman will finish on the podium in 3rd place. Madeline Medeiros in 2nd. Abby Clark, your champion, of course. High regards to Sapir for finishing just outside the podium in 4th, as well as to all of these women just for making it here to Premier Series Finals.
Absolutely, and I think it's just worth taking a look at the winning run one more time from Abby Clark. She just threw it down here. 8 obstacles completed. Madeline Medeiros only completing 6. It is clear that Abby has well deserved this championship. As you have said, it's been years in the making. She was consistent, she was strong, it played to her strengths here. She knew how to do grips. She made it all look easy. As we said, Oliver Luttman vibes here, just crushing this grip obstacle that kind of caused Addie Herman to gas out.
The 2-time strongest ninja showed exactly why she has earned that title. Finished second at Worlds this year. Could not be denied today. The only woman to make that move. And then, of course, a reverse grab for good measure. Just beating out the time limit to beat obstacle number 8. And she will be receiving a gold medal in just a matter of moments. One more look at the standings. Abby Clark has represented Team Monstro with pride as she is going to get her title. And now let's send it down to the floor where Zach Eichenstein will introduce our podium. I think I tossed too quickly. In that note, why don't we look at Madeline Medeiros' run? Still pretty early on in the run order, making it to the 7th obstacle. We thought maybe that would be a sign of things to come, but as it turns out, Slogies was incredibly difficult for basically everyone except Madeline and Abby. Abby did take 2 shots on it. Madeline kind of just glided through it, and then ultimately just couldn't get the technical move on Marble Run.
Absolutely, and I believe this is her first year stepping up into the elites. Is that correct, Alex?
This is essentially the culmination of her first year in elites. She was in elite in season 8. This current regular season would be her second, but yes, for all intents and purposes, yes.
Well, for a short period of time being in the elites, to come out with a 2nd place above Addie Kerman, to outdo her, is that's quite a special thing, and she can be super proud of that. And to know that she was almost within grasp of taking out the entire competition, that is something that very few people her age will be able to say.
Tremendous runs by everyone. Of course, Addie Herman looked like she was going to have a very legitimate chance to chase down a very difficult time by Abby Clark, but having to take 2 tries on those slogies, never really got that best grab on the last slogie. We mentioned sometimes, the punishment is the time, it's also the energy. And that might have cost Addie Herman a championship today. Let's send it down to Zach. And what great sportsmanship from these competitors as well. Big smiles, all 3 of them.
Yeah, they're all very happy with their results. It's great to see Abby Clark taking it out. So well deserved in the end. Love the confetti. A great photo opportunity for these athletes. So much representation. So many sponsored athletes on these podiums and throughout the elite females, which is what we love to see. And hopefully we'll see Madeline Medeiros as a sponsored athlete very soon, because she is performing so well.
Somebody needs to sponsor Madeline Medeiros right now. You are missing out on a huge opportunity.
Yeah, get in whilst it is available is what we would say.
I would agree with that completely. Well, next up is, or should I say last up, because this is the final division. No one was able to defeat this elite female course, and the elite male course is only going to be more difficult. But we have former world champions, former strongest ninjas, winners at previous competitions, some of the best from around the world, several different countries represented. Jack, any closing thoughts before we send our folks to break?
Everyone, just stick around is all that I can say. This lineup of the, I believe, 21 elite males we have is one of the most stacked, concentrated lineups we have ever seen in the history of WNL. So if you want to see some of the best ninja that you're ever going to see, hang around and we'll be back with you very shortly.
Stay tuned. The best of the best is, well, okay, let me reword that if we haven't cut the stream yet. We saw half of the best right now. We're going to see the other half coming up next.